but he's ready to go.
They were to last year. They're going up against the Chargers defense. That's a game they just have not
through the playoffs. Little pop-up kick, and Britton Covey's second game of the season gets hit hard.
every week.
That was Barkley in motion. Hurts can't find anywhere to go with it until now. He's got Brown downfield.
And it's just A.J. Brown. He's just trying to give his quarterback a place to go with the football. He ran the
Barkley gets it, nowhere to go. He got a yard, that's it. Quick throw, Goddard. The catch and the first down.
the ball, free release, and giving his quarterback a place to go with the football.
Here's Barkley, not much there. Bigsby in the ball game. Hurts out to his left, able to complete it to Jahan Dotson. Third down and 4. Good protection again. Time runs out. Down goes Hurts.
You see as Hurts, he tries to bail out of the pocket, and it's hard to do when you've got pass rushers like they have.
End over end kick actually hit a spiral, and he hit it too good. Drove it into the end zone, and it'll be the opening possession for the center. Could be an issue tonight. He hands to Vidal. And Kamani on first
formation, which brings back some of those run plays.
And a quick throw. It is through the hands of Quentin Johnston on the outside with a door 8 in the background. The rookie from North Carolina. And this one, Johnston couldn't make the catch.
Good week.
Vidal back in the backfield on third down, and Herbert is going to drop it to him. Big play. Vidal. In a foot race, Zach Bond. Number 6th round pick from Troy, making his 8th start tonight, and Vidal goes 60.
Well, he does an excellent job of finding Vidal, come out of the backfield across his vision to Vidal.
And there's Herbert under center. He tosses to Hampton, a lot of room, left side. 9-yard rush last week in their win over the Raiders, and then they go back to Hampton. He gets 11 in his first. Under center, no problem so far. Hampton cuts back and takes it inside the 5.
So that's encouraging.
Second down and goal. Herbert, wide open, touchdown.
Well, you watch Keenan Allen here, number 13. He kind of takes out 2 guys, and so a natural pick with Hampton then.
And an encouraging start for the Chargers. Eagles with their second possession of the night from the third. His third carry, able to get a big one here. Right on cue, Barkley over the left side, and a nice start to
is really good as they move up to the second level with left guard Landon Dickerson, and then A.J. Brown helping out as well. It's a nice run for Saquon Barkley there.
Why not stick with him, they say, and why not do it again? Over the Hurts out to his right, going to go flag on the play, and Hurts.
As you mentioned, with the Chargers, he was outstanding last year when they moved him to right guard.
They fake it to Bigsby, aired out. Smith overthrown. Delayed handoff. It's Barkley. Well, he's wearing out this left side. Breaking.
You know, there's been suggestions that, well, he's a year older, and there's Jeff Stoutland, and he's been fantastic. He came in 2013 as the O-line.
Third down and 12. Hurts over the middle. He's got Goddard. And Goddard is knocked down.
And he, not anything real fancy on the route, but he's able to get inside, and nobody.
The games combined at 2 against the Bears. Are they going to try to run Hurts more tonight? He lost
the threat of a mobile quarterback.
Second and 11. He is going to be mobile here and go out of bounds with a short gain. It's their third and long. It's Smith, and he is met.
And the ball to Devontae Smith quickly. You got A.J. Brown out in front trying to block, but third and.
Good snap, good hold. Good kick. Over there, and I'll be here for that.
Yeah.
If we can make it that far. Hello. But from the 34, the drive begins. Again, it was Herbert under center, and somehow he is able to find a receiver. It's Hampton right there for Philly, but I think Justin Herbert's about as tough as they come.
He definitely is, and he's played through a lot. And I know that he's endeared himself to his teammates over the years for doing so.
Here is a handoff to Hampton, and he's met in the back.
Almost 300 yards on the ground to Chicago. They got to shore that up.
They're going to shut this play down for a false start. Movement on front, that's a free play. Eagles came across early. Herbert down the middle. He's picked, but it's not going to count. Cooper Eugene.
Offside. Defense on the nose tackle. That's a 5-yard penalty.
Lay that, he's definitely capable of doing it. He can make all the throws, but if he's able to lay that, he's got a real chance.
Dean on a blitz. Herbert got rid of it. It's fourth down either way.
It looks like Bradley Bozeman, the center, is the one who has the air, and he's got to pick that up. And on a night when he's playing hurt, you hate to see it.
J.K. Scott hits the punt. Fair catch. Play clock at 2. Hurts. Smith. Third down coming up. Man hits a line drive. Darius Davis has a little room. One guy to beat. And a good job by Keely Ringo to slow him up. And that brought us time he was out there. Under center, however, and he tosses to Hampton, who bends it back and has 10+. Good start. Yeah, Lauren, yet again, still under center. He tosses Hampton. Eagles are going to see a lot of him tonight.
Yeah, Joe, well, the Eagles defense has said that they know they still have to give Justin.
All 3 of his completions to running backs as he takes off. And now will land on that.
And he's very effective when he gets out of the pocket and is able to create. But I thought maybe with his hand he'd be a little bit more the brunt of the blow.
Second down and 15 out to his right. This one is in.
To get out there and show what he could do. He talked about how he went out and played after getting part of his meniscus taken out when he was.
Your contemporary on third down and 15. Herbert moving around and eyes downfield for McConkey. DeJean is there. Scott hits a beauty. High-hanging punt. Covey on the return is able to get it to the 26 on the deep shot. Here's pressure off the edge, and Derwin James, who is a lot of love between head coach and number 3. Blitz! Brown, flag on the play. Hurts on the ground.
Legal contact on the defense. That'll be a 5-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
Boy, Hurts got a big hit. This
blocked, and they free up A.J. Brown. This is the second time tonight they've had an opportunity. Now there's a grab.
So first down just shy of the 30. James coming off the edge again. Catch is made by Shipley and Barkley. Hurts finds Goddard. Nice move. Dallas Goddard with a big play. Play action from Hurts. He's got Brown. First down inside the 30.
Passes like that, you're going to see those numbers go up dramatically.
Here's a handoff to Barkley. Good work by Cam Hart off. Fake toss. Hurts. Good protection. And he's going to go. And
a layer route, but then you've got A.J. Brown who comes across the field and he hooks up. Nobody's there. Just put it.
Hurts. Picked off. Intercepted, and now the ball's out, and Hurts
for the hump.
Quick throw, Johnston brought down immediately.
That's it, and not able to pick up the first down.
And claimed by the Bills. Herbert's in trouble. Out to his left. He's got his man. What a throw. Got 18. On first down. Handoff is to
years with Greg Roman, whether it was in San Francisco or Baltimore. And you lose your rookie running back, and now your quarterback's got a broken left hand.
Hampton, that rookie running back Troy just talked about, got half a yard end. They bring Bobby Hart in at right tackle. They want to keep Penning in that role. And with a flag down.
Offensively, they changed the picture, and they show one thing at the pre-snap, and then as the ball's being snapped, they
get the pass off. And Dicker has had a phenomenal season. Not 8 a.m. Here's Covey on the return. cannot get to them tonight and all year.
Yeah, they are just a well-coached group. They've
Number 3 defense in the league. This one is floated incomplete. Barkley, the closest one.
Watching him preparing for this game, he has been really impressive in what he's been able to do last year with
2nd and 10 in a 7-point game. Picked again. Intercepted.
Smith coming off the ball, but his eyes are always on the quarterback. And this is a defense that plays a lot of zone coverage. On footballs, he takes chances, and they usually pay off.
Here's a ball out on the sack. Philly's ball. Recovered by...
Kobe Dean is one of the best blitzing linebackers.
Here's Barkley. And for a rare, only one 100-yard game. Left side, he's got a first down and then lowers his shoulder into Tarheeb with Derwin James, who got hit up in the head and neck area. Barkley getting going. 3 minutes left in the half. Left side, Barkley trying to bounce it. 2nd and 7. Quick setup and throw. A.J. Brown, first down. He's 37 on first down. Bigsby, one of the many players from the Jaguars earlier in the year.
Juergens collided somehow with their legs, and they're going to go
6. Hurts keeps. Goddard. Out of bounds.
Has an impact, and even that, as subtle as that is, the guy who is in coverage with Goddard frees up Goddard for a nice pickup.
Another catch for Dallas Goedert. 1st and goal. Barkley. Nothing.
That's just life as a 300-pounder when you're in the trenches, especially down here in goal line and short yardage situations. And
in the slot. Hurts out to his left. Flag on the play. Pass is caught.
2nd down.
Against the left tackle, Jordan Mailata. Ball outside the 10. Hurts in trouble. Chased by Mack. Harbaugh wanted a false start. Pressure on Hurts. Gets hit. Ball's out. Picked up.
Yeah, Troy, I agree with you.
Open, and then you come back and you can take a look at it. I mean, there's just nothing.
But they did get the timeout back. The Chargers. 30-yard try here by Elliott. He's 2
up after 4 years against anybody in the history of the game.
Here is Hassan Haskins, who's been activated off IR. And with 43. 4-point game again as Herbert finds Allen, and Keenan Allen has his first catch. Herbert. Good protection again. Herbert had his arm hit, and he's intercepted. Adoree Jackson.
Los Angeles. That 15-yard penalty will be added to the dead ball spot. First down, Philadelphia.
Pushes Bobby Hart, who came in for Trey Pipkins, right back into Herbert's lap, and then gets the arm that caught.
There's a play made by Phillips, who has 1 sack as an Eagle after getting overs in this half. And they're not going to play with it at all. They're going to.
Receivers got to know how much time and what they have to do if they get the ball in play.
And this is just thrown straight out of bounds. And now Elliott will come back out and win game. Good snap, good hold. The kick is no good. First half after the Eagles defense got a takeaway, missed from 48. Here's Haskins on the return.
Able to get a battle, and who's going to make the plays?
Here's Omarion Hampton. He got to the line of scrimmage. Dean was in there. Ball.
Just nowhere for him to really go. Just an excellent job defensively, and they've really kind of answered the bell.
Defenses, you never know what you're going to get from them. They try to hand again, and Vidal with a decent pickup.
Was a defensive coordinator in Carolina. Greg Roman was a defensive assistant for him.
How about Herbert picking up the first down with his left? I formation behind Herbert, and that does not work. And there's Jordan Davis with Joe Alt and Rashawn Slater. Both are on IR and finished for the year. Johnston gets tripped up.
And so just a bust in coverage that allowed him to work the middle of the field with just no one in coverage.
On 3rd down and 2, a first down carry by Hampton. And Zach
Roman, and this offense has been able to do.
Here's a handoff to Trey Harris. Little jet sweep and over the left side. Vidal cuts back. Got hit by Dean. Jordan Davis on the sideline for Philadelphia. Pressure on Herbert. Steps through. Has a ton of room.
Nobody was then accounting for Herbert.
Here's Hampton left side. Well played by Philly. A gain of 1.
The injury to Hampton or the offensive line.
2nd and 9. Pressure off the edge. There's Gadsden.
Locker room. You know, on a lot of occasions.
There's Hampton on the toss. And
he got the nod tonight. Comes up and makes a big play.
He was a starter on that 2022 Super Bowl team that lost a ankle at Dallas a couple of weeks ago. And Dicker now will try from 36 and get it. Back up under center and a toss to Vidal. Good play by Blankenship.
You know, it was Moro Jomo on a special teams play that obviously got him a new set of depth right now. Whether or not they're going to let him is another story, but he'd go on this defense.
2nd and goal now. Herbert sacked. Back of the year, a loss of 2. And he was not alone.
Yeah, the protection actually wasn't all that bad. Just excellent coverage in the secondary. But you see that he really didn't have to scramble. And that's a good job there. Jalix Hunt, he's trying to punch it out while they've got Herbert stood up.
Oh, missed it. That can be a foul. 3rd down and goal and incomplete. Trying to set up a screen for Vidal. A lot better.
Oh, a whole lot better. Yeah, I guarantee you. He's walking around a lot.
It took 9.5 minutes. And Dicker adds to his great year.
They have a lot to be proud of and do so much for their communities and their respective towns.
Here's Covey with a nice return. He lost it and able to get back on top, and Covey just got right back on it.
It's a great job by great hustle on his part. Can't even imagine what was going through his mind after the night that the Eagles have had, and really the Chargers as well, putting the ball on the ground.
Johnson, Landon Dickerson, they're without 2 of them right now. Hurts throws. He's got A.J. Brown. Good start for the Eagles.
Out on the outside, and then they got A.J. Brown in that intermediate area. This is that layered route, and then they got a man in the flat. But this...
Jurgens snaps it. Hurts trying to get small, and now out to his left to the sideline for
guard. Landon Dickerson is questionable with a calf injury. Dickerson went down late in the 2nd quarter. He limped back to return.
Yeah, he and Cam Jurgens have been dealing with injuries on and off. Barkley spins out of a tackle. Tart couldn't bring him down, but a loss on the play. Eagles aren't doing anything with it.
Well, Cam Jurgens, he's not able to make the block here on T.R. Tart. As you mentioned, Tart doesn't make the play, but the blitz gets out of the pocket. But he had A.J. Brown over the middle of the ball, and he just put it on him. And we showed something similar earlier in this game. Now, after that run, 3rd and long.
3rd down and 15. They get some of it back with A.J. Brown, but it's 4th down.
That's why you throw the slant. I mean, it wasn't going to pick up a first down for you.
It'll be a 53-yard try by Elliott. Good snap, good hold. The kick is good.
But for Madlock to be there and recover this was the ball's been on the ground a lot tonight.
Turns into a 5-yard pickup. There have been 5 total fumbles in the game. Flag flies as Vidal has a
2nd down.
That's Will Dissly, the tight end.
Well, we saw him grimacing, Justin Herbert that is. This time he comes back. He did this throughout the 2nd half against the Raiders last week. We haven't seen this tonight, but after he took that hit.
Wound on that hand as they put a plate and screws in there. He's in trouble, and down he goes. Zach Vaughn, the first there. Byron Young. Defense revved up now.
He really does. We've seen Kobe Dean come on the blitz a few times. This time they bring Zach Vaughn, and he had time. He knows the blitz is coming.
But of 9, 3rd and 22, they will just hand off to Vidal and punt. Nolan Smith made the stop. And
before you bring up number 1, Joe, the last time they were number 1 in defense before last year was in 1990. Looks a lot like the Green Bay game we had a few weeks ago. Just the defense keeping them in it.
Fair catch by Covey. Do you want to name some of those guys?
Or just something.
Landon Dickerson back in the game for the Eagles. Flag is down as Barkley is down as well with a loss on the play. There's Dickerson on an offside call on Tier Tart.
Well, this has been a defensive battle. I can't imagine he won't be getting a few interviews as well.
First down and 5. They do not hand it off. Derwin James chasing with others. Tui Palatu as well. Second down and 5. We talked about it earlier with Tuli. 4.5 sack their win last week over the Raiders.
He's a powerful guy. I mean, he's, a lot of times you say the same thing about him.
Here's Goddard, a tight end screen. He's going to be. Games are on ABC, ESPN, and the ESPN app. Barkley, first down, goodbye. Eagles on top, no flags. Watch them break the huddle. Right to the ball. Tight formation.
It's Cooper, the wide receiver, and just a very
gone past it, but I think they'd like that as a foul.
They don't call the foul, and it's exactly what Philadelphia needed. And now the return, and here is the carry by Barkley.
He did get away with the hold here. Think back to the first half. He got called for the hold. That when we Russell?
Absolutely. I mean, it happens both ways.
And this Eagles defense that's been red hot trying to stop Vidal. We had that. It's been 111 yards allowed by this Eagles defense, and they have been all over Justin Herbert.
They have been really has really held up.
Fake toss to Vidal. Herbert moving around. Nice play. McConkey's first of the night. And Ladd has a first down up to the
Philly this season, as you said earlier, Joe, but certainly tonight for Justin Herbert, just having to avoid the pass rush and then try to find towers over me.
Vidal.
But they've just had a difficult time.
He just avoided sack number 6 and turns this into a positive play.
Once again, nobody there. Herbert's not expecting it. Ball needs to come out, but he's able to.
Vidal overthrown.
Down, but instead, here he is right here, 15. He's got a chance. When he hooks up, he's across the line to gain. That's not Harbaugh's style.
The punt. Britton Covey avoids that first tackle. Turns it into a nice return.
In the air, it's pretty impressive.
Hurts protected. Out to his right, finally finds somewhere to go with it, and he's got on first down.
Well, here's what I've seen from Jalen Hurts that he's missing. Watch Goddard here, and when Hurts sure make life a lot easier on himself.
Hurts down the middle and tipped and picked. Intercepted by Cam Hart off the hands of and Cam Hart gets his first of the year.
It is high. You're an NFL wide receiver. You got to make that play. Now he knows that he's got to defend one that has to be caught.
A 28-yard return by Cam Hart. Hurts 3 than he had all year.
Not to secure the catch.
Herbert, he's got protection. Now goes forward and runs into a bunch of bodies.
Well, Joe, you see that kind of large, long bandage on the left elbow of Justin Herbert. Obviously,
looks like my guy Fernando Mendoza after that Ohio State game. with the #1 Indiana Hoosiers getting the win.
And to you, Joe, and to all Hoosiers
I had
fans.
a lot to do with it, but thank you.
Well, that was fun. That was a big win. And really, for all those teams, Coach Signetti, what he's done is
2nd down and 5. Herbert. Perfect throw to Allen for the 1st down.
Yeah, he definitely has the arm to just about do anything he wants to with a football. And Keenan Allen, we talked a little bit about him when they were in San Diego, and then to spend last year.
Here's Hampton trying to get him going again. Phillips in on the tackle.
Another big stop here, and for the Chargers, they've had a lot of opportunities offensively to cash in and do more than what they've been.
And in 2nd place in the AFC West behind the Denver Broncos. Here is Hampton, right side, got the edge. 3rd and short coming up. Hey. Herbert using his legs. Throws it out of the back of the end zone with McConkey to close
down territory. But after the pass, they're gonna go.
They play it straight and they tie it again. 3 for 3 on the night. Devontae Smith looking for blocks and a gain of a couple.
Pretty good call right there. Might be something there to where they could break off a pretty good run. He's trying to disguise it, but then he comes up and
over the right side. Barkley, who has the 50
touchdown with Saquon Barkley. Just take a look at what they've done tonight. Putting the ball on the ground way too much, but well, maybe that was the spark that kind of ignites this offense.
3rd down and 6. Hurts got hit. Pass action, got a hand on that pass from Jalen Hurts.
Well, they're trying to run some crossing routes on the back end and free up some throughout the season.
Punt by Braden Mann. Hits it high. Outside the Dakota. His apartment on the Upper West Side in New York. As Vidal gets knocked down in the backfield. Interviewed John Lennon during a game 6 years earlier. And he was the one that had to. First look wasn't there. Herbert had to pull it down and take off. 5.
Do a really great job with the disguise here on that left side of the coverage, and it gets Herbert off.
3rd down and 7. Herbert had to pull it down again. Play made by Jordan Davis.
To the left side, they collide and they go to the ground. He did have McConkey on the boundary if he'd been working all the way out.
Sucking left hand. He has a career high, being sacked 7 times tonight. As Britton Covey showing what he can do.
Johnston as they come off the line of scrimmage, and that's where Herbert was wanting to go. And you see McConkey out here on the back.
We're in the shotgun. The Eagles tonight have averaged under 3.5 yards per play in shotgun. They do on 1st down. There is no movement up front. Extra men on the rush. Quick throw. A.J. Brown broke a tackle, hurdles, and has a 1st down. This is when he has the ball in his hands, and he showed it there.
Well, Deion Henley's going to come, and Barkley almost misses it. He's able to get just enough.
6-1, 2:26. Play clock at 3. Quick throw, and it's not there. Tui Pelotu was out there in that throwing lane with. They got it here. A.J. Brown with a 1st down grab to the 25.
Fastball that's up high. The one got through his hands for the interception. This time he makes the play. Almost an identical catch.
1 timeout left for the Chargers. Extra men on the rush. End zone. Incomplete for A.J. Brown.
And it looked like just a perfect throw. It sure was. To knock it out.
Quick throw, and Smith drops it. Wasn't much out there anyway. Still was out there and ready to. He's got it. Elliott drops it to Vidal. And Kamani Vidal stretches Patrick Mahomes on first down. Herbert to his right. Hits Zach Baum. Herbert from McConkey. DeJean right. Herbert, incomplete flag on the play. Oh, guilty. And it gives the Chargers a first down. Now Herbert takes off, wants to throw. Quinyon Mitchell, the Eagles hit on those guys. Blitz off the edge with DeJean. And a first down carry by Vidal.
Collision, but a good pickup.
Herbert sets up fast. He finds Keenan Allen. 2nd and 4. Sideline shot too high for Gadsden.
Oh, man, that's one that Herbert wants. Collapses on Vidal. Herbert just pulls it out, and nobody's account.
Fake it to Vidal. And Herbert has to just throw it away.
Smart by him. He
Quick throw and incomplete for Trey Harris. And on 4th. And he has got it. Dicker, who has the height.